Promises and commitments are meant to be kept, and the Modi government has worked diligently to fulfill and even exceed them in the past decade. Let us explore some significant promises initiated during the 2 terms of the Modi government. First, let us look at BJP's 2014 manifesto. The promises and the deliveries. They promised to deal with cross-border terrorism with a firm hand. The government dealt with cross-border terrorism with an iron fist. It conducted surgical strikes in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir in retaliation to the deaths of 18 Jawans in the 2016 Uri attack, demolished terror camps, and for the loss of 40 CRPF personnel in the Pulwama attack of 2019, it launched airstrikes on Jaish-e-Mohammed base at Balakot in Pakistan's Khyber province. Second was to initiate the National Health Assurance Mission with a clear mandate to provide universal health care that is not only accessible and affordable but also effective and reduces the spending for the common man. BJP's flagship scheme called Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana was launched in 2018, aiming to establish 1.5 lakh health centers across the country. The promise was to implement a farm insurance scheme to take care of crop loss due to unforeseen natural calamities. Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana was launched in 2016 to provide risk insurance to the crops. Then the launch of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sinchay Yojana with the motto of Har Khet Ko Pani. Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchay Yojana was launched during the year 2015-16 with an aim to enhance physical access of water on farm and expand cultivable area under assured irrigation, and 115.29 lakh hectare additional irrigation potential has been created through various components of PMKSY during 2016-17 to 2022-2023. Accord high priority to the growth of manufacturing. Make in India initiative was launched on 25th September 2014 to facilitate investment, foster innovation, build best-class infrastructure, and make India a hub for manufacturing, design, and innovation. They promised to develop waterways for passenger and cargo transport. Government passed the National Waterways Act in 2016 to convert 5 existing and 106 new inland waterways to national waterways. They promised to increase the public investment to promote yoga and Ayush. The National Ayush Mission was launched in 2014 and it played a crucial role in the promotion of yoga and Ayurveda, and more than 170 nations sponsored the UN resolution to declare 21st June as the International Day of Yoga in 2014. They promised to initiate a One Bandhu Kalyan Yojana at the national level to be overseen by a tribal development authority. The government launched the Pradhan Mantri One Bandhu Kalyan Yojana, which includes many schemes for development and welfare of tribal communities. They promised to implement one rank, one pension, and the same was implemented. The government promised to launch a national campaign for saving the girl child and educating her Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. Well, the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign was initiated in 2015 with the primary aim of tackling the declining child sex ratio, empowering women, and shifting societal mindsets to recognize the importance and value of the girl child. India chose the Modi government again in 2019 as they lived up to the expectations of Bharat citizens in their first term from 2014 to 2019. Now let us look at BJP's 2019 manifesto. The manifesto mentioned that we will firmly continue our policy of zero tolerance against terrorism and extremism and will continue to follow our policy of giving a free hand to our security forces in combating terrorism. There has been a substantial decline in terrorist attacks in Jammu and Kashmir from 417 in 2018 to 43 in 2023. Terrorism defined for the first time in the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita and made a punishable offence. The manifesto mentioned that in the last 5 years, we have made all necessary efforts to ensure peace in Jammu and Kashmir through decisive actions and a firm policy. We are committed to overcome all obstacles that come in the way of development and provide adequate financial resources to all the regions of the state. We reiterate our position since the time of the Jan Sangh to the abrogation of Article 370, and it also mentioned that we are committed to annulling Article 35A of the Constitution of India, as the provision is discriminatory against non-permanent residents and women of Jammu and Kashmir. Well, Article 370 and Article 35A were abrogated by the Indian government on August 5, 2019 through a presidential order and a parliamentary resolution. The manifesto mentioned that we will explore all possibility within the framework of the Constitution and all necessary efforts to facilitate the construction of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya. Well, the government formed the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Shreshtha Trust to oversee the construction of Ram Temple in Ayodhya and manage the affairs of the temple and the land. The manifesto also mentioned that we will launch Jal Jeevan Mission, under which we will introduce a special program, Nal Se Jal, to ensure piped water for every household by 2014. Government launched the Jal Jeevan Mission, which was implemented in partnership with states in August 2019. In 2014, there were 65 functional airports and there are a total of 101 functional airports today. In the next 5 years, we will double the number of functional airports. The number of airports in the country doubled from 74 to 148 in the last 9 years. The manifesto mentioned every Gram Panchayat will be conducted with a high-speed optical fiber network by 2022. In the last 9 years, out of approximately 2.5 lakh Gram Panchayats, more than 2.07 lakh Gram Panchayats across India have been connected with high-speed optical fiber network under BharatNet. It also mentioned that more than 17 crore entrepreneurs have availed loans under the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. We will expand this initiative further to take the numbers of beneficiaries of Mudra loans up to 30 crore. Well, more than 44.46 crore loans amounting to Rs 26.12 lakh crore have been sanctioned to the borrowers under Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana since its inception. The manifesto mentioned in the next 5 years to ensure financial empowerment among women in rural and semi-rural areas and create employment opportunities for them. We will make every effort to ensure access to credit and other resources, capacity building, market and distribution, network for women entrepreneurs, SHGs and women farmers. Under the National Rural Livelihoods Mission, nearly 9.93 crore women are connected with around 90 lakh women's self-help groups that are transforming the rural socio-economic landscape. The manifesto also mentioned that to ensure that quality education is available and easily accessible, every block with more than 50% ST population and at least 20,000 tribal persons will have an Eklavya model residential school. Since then, 694 Eklavya model residential schools have been sanctioned and several of them are already functional. Several promises have been delivered in the past decade by the central government, and these were just some of them. Delivering with the purpose of development and inclusivity, the Modi government's motto revolves thoroughly around people's interest and the welfare of Indian society, aiming to build Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat.